2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The action tonight will be happening out in Dallas, where the Mavericks will be going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. Well, for New Orleans, relative to last season, their record at this point, not quite up to par. They're looking for answers, looking for improvement as the season continues. Remember, when the New Orleans Pelicans were sold in 2012, the new ownership was eager to compete, trading for veteran talent to complement the #1 overall pick, Anthony Davis. Aside from a single playoff appearance, though, it's been mixed results.
Oh,
Kenny.
mixed result, because sometimes when you try to take shortcuts, you get shortcutted and stuck. And that's what happened.
That's
and
good life advice.
No question. You can't take shortcuts to greatness.
No.
And you have to. There's another one. There's another jewel.
Yeah.
I tell you, let me give you another one. There's another jewel.
I'm
You
just
want me to go one
mining
more?
for nuggets over here.
I'll give you one more.
Yeah, give me one.
An ounce
Of prevention.
is worth better than a pound
of cure.
There it is. There's another one.
Yeah.
No
An apple
question.
a day
Keeps the doctor
doctor away.
Oh,
no. But obviously it doesn't, because we both had apples, but you're still here.
yeah. And you know, those memories of losing Chris Paul is still fresh. They're going to have to start winning to keep Davis around.
Chris Paul? No, that's like 15 years ago.
Doesn't matter. The memories are still there.
Man, I forget what we were even talking about. Give me another old adage there.
I got one. The memories are still there.
The
like
bigger
the
they are,
breeze in the air.
the harder they fall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Pelicans are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. Along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. It's a single-game return to Dallas as the Mavericks look for a boost from their hometown crowd. They have started the season with gusto. 4 consecutive wins, no losses, as they battle here in Game 5 of the regular season.
And you know, for the Mavericks, they fought awfully hard this season, and they've got the results to show for it. It's been a breakout year for this group.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been a nice story, but now the real work begins, getting themselves primed for a deep push into the playoffs.
And before the game gets started, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Rick Carlisle. David.
Well, guys, he told me that today is all about setting the tone for the rest of the season series with this team. He said they're going to be a tough opponent for us every time we see them, and we've got to let them know right now, today, that we're going to be just as tough for them. We'll find out, indeed, if they can set the right tone, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Well, here we are, Doris. 2 teams that make a living feasting off the glass. Great rebounding teams. What kind of temperament does that breed for tonight's game?
Well, I think we can expect an incredibly physical matchup. Tremendous effort from both sides. Because of that physicality, though, Kev, emotions could run high.
Boys, nice and high.
So Dallas will get the first possession. And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Rajon Rondo is out there with Holiday. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Darius Miller. And it's Diallo in at the 4 spot. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
Now here is Holiday. Screen by Cousins. Pass to Diallo. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Diallo's got the opening field goal of the game for the Pelicans. Noel sets a screen for Smith. Nowitzki a screen. And it's Smith missing. Mavericks on D. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, there's no doubt. They were sharp on the offensive end. The bench guys just did a sensational job bringing their A game.
Now here is Holiday, following the miss by Wesley Matthews. Rondo drives in. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Rondo's got his first 2 points of the night. Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. And Noel kicks to Nowitzki. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
Miller laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Miller's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, and Rondo just working the ball around there. He loves finding his teammates when they're open in the sweet spots.
Screen by Smith. Noel dishes to Smith. Noel, a screen on Rondo. Nice shot by Smith.
Boy, nice stroke from downtown. Got it off just before the defense could react. That's his specialty.
Holiday against Matthews. And it's Rondo in the corner. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
On the wing, Barnes over Miller. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, they're simply having trouble getting their legs underneath them, right? They're just 1 for 5 to start things off.
There's the 3. The shot by Rondo is no good. Mavericks trail by 5. Outside Matthews. Barnes outside. Back to Smith. Nowitzki a screen. And it's Smith missing. The Pelicans have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Here's Miller. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Rondo against Smith. Dishes to Barnes. Back to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Over Rondo. And it's Smith again missing.
Hey, we're not seeing the best quarter by this guy, and he's lost his feel a little bit.
It's taken away by Smith. And now Barnes running the floor all by himself.
Yeah, what you like about Barnes in transition, he's equally proficient getting to the rack or setting up for the jump shot.
They set the screen. Here's Cousins. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Mavericks trail by 5. Matthews passes to Smith. There's a screen by Noel. And there's Barnes. That's good on the assist by Smith. Barnes has got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, just so comfortable coming off that screen. Barnes catches, loads, and fires.
Rondo against Smith. On the wing, Miller. Over Barnes. And he overshot that one, missing. The Mavericks have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game.
And Dennis Smith Jr., the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, but voted by his fellow rookies as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Mavericks giving him every opportunity as their point guard of the future. And Dennis Smith, guys, get this, measured a 48-inch vertical, which would tie him for the best in NBA history. He's a perfect fit for the Mavericks, who were in desperate need of some star power and athleticism.
One shot.
And that one misses. Already, Doris, several elite rookies are struggling. We often see top high school players making the seamless jump to college. Why is that next jump from college to pro so much more difficult?
Well, I think every level of basketball that you go up, whether it's high school to college and then college to pro, there's a different level of physicality. The players take an extraordinary jump both in their approach to the game, their level of professionalism, what their physical and mental maturation state is. So the NBA has the best players, not only from the United States, but from across the world. And so obviously there's a level of preparation that's required on a day-to-day basis, and the season is so much drastically longer from the college, which plays about 32 to 40 games, to an 82-game regular season, and then if you're fortunate enough to be in the playoffs. So there's a level of endurance required in addition to both the physical and mental maturation standpoint.
And here's Holiday. Dirk Nowitzki getting his 3 to go. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Dallas.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Mavericks leading by 3. Outside Matthews. Smith outside. Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. Knocked loose. Rondo with it. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
I thought his physicality was crucial too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
Here's Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
He is just a monster on the boards, and with those soft hands Cousins has, he's going to turn those offensive rebounds into putbacks almost every time.
Now here is Smith. He had 13 points in the win against the Clippers.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
Now here's Rondo, following the missed shot by Dennis Smith. On the wing, Barnes. Covered by Miller. Smith kicks to Noel. That one doesn't drop. Nice D from Cousins.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Miller with the ball. Headed now by Barnes. Over in the corner, Cousins. Cousins with another miss. Here are the Mavericks now. They're on a 12-4 run right now. And Matthews kicks to Barnes. And the shot is good. Barnes has got 6. And first time out of the game called for New Orleans, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
You know, they worked hard, they drew fouls, but they just couldn't convert at the line.
I think that's the most frustrating thing, right? You've earned the opportunity to take those free throws, and you don't cash in at the line.
And the Mavericks, such a well-run team, including on the court. They play doors to their strengths, and they don't shoot themselves in the foot.
Right, Kev. By far the best turnover differential in the league last season. They were also first in charges drawn. 3rd best field goal percentage in the clutch. This is how you claw out wins.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. Here's Clark. 11 points for him in that last game against Minnesota. Over to the left wing. Here's Cunningham. Makes it off the glass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Dallas has gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points rung up from outside here in the first. Mejri kicks to Powell. There's the screen. Just 5 on the clock. From deep, Barea. They get it back.
All right, a moment to see the stats for Barea. How he performed last season. Last season, he averaged 11 points a game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
The Mavericks trailing. Off the screen, and the rejection by Ajinça. At the elbow, it's Allen. Got a piece of it. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession. Hill dishes to Clark. Allen outside. The three from Hill. Good on the triple. And now a 4-point Pelican lead.
You know, I think the defense is thinking, I don't have to guard him on the line, but that's just a matter of whether he could knock it down, and he does.
Kicks it to Barea. Shot to stop the run. Another miss by Barea.
I know he wants to answer the three that was just made on the other end, but he can't let that affect his judgment. He's got to find the best shot possible.
Here's Clark. They set the pick. Inside. Here's Finney-Smith. Outside Curry. Powell kicks to Finney-Smith. Powell with the screen. Just 5 to shoot. Curry passes to Mejri. For Ajinça, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, how about Salah Mejri, the first ever player from the NBA out of Tunisia? 7'2" shot blocker with extensive playing experience overseas.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Two shots.
And that one falls for Mejri. And speaking of Mejri's international experience, he was a 29-year-old rookie in 2015.
Right, Mejri is a guy, it took him a while to make his way to the NBA, but he has shown he belongs. Guy's pretty mobile for his size, a really solid rebounder, good rim runner off the pick and roll. A lot to like about him.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Clark. There's the pass to Ajinça. Here's Cunningham. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. There's 1:54 left in the first quarter. Barea kicks to Powell. Back to Barea. Powell with the screen. Barea dishes to Curry. Shot clock at 5. Over Cunningham. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even.
Boy, excellent team basketball. Use the screen to free himself up and drill the jump shot.
Pick up by Hill. Ajinça the pass to Hill. Clark for 3. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Clark's got 5 now.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Barea kicks to Finney-Smith. Pass to Mejri. Now here's Powell. His last outing, he had 8 points. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. The Mavericks shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
Well, we all know that Mavs head coach Rick Carlisle is considered one of the best in the NBA in terms of his ability to X and O. He is outstanding at maximizing his players' strengths and putting them in positions to succeed.
So he comes up empty, missing both. And Carlisle last season selected by general managers as the coach who makes the best in-game adjustments in the league.
Well, think about this. He came in second to Greg Popovich in voting for best coach in the league overall. Everyone understands that in terms of X and O ability, Rick Carlisle is at the very top of the list. You will not find very often a more complete package in that position than Rick Carlisle.
New Orleans shooting their first free throws here for the night. Free throw drops for Hill.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those two anchors on the front line.
Both free throws good from Hill. Greg, what would you say is the key for the Pelicans to get back in the playoff mix?
There's several. I think rebounding was a big problem. The trade for Cousins should help in that area, and every team needs more shooting. But I think in particular, this group does. And then first and foremost, look, you got to stay healthy. Hard to figure out what you have when you never get a chance to see it.
And it's going to be two free throws. Drew contact on the shot. The Mavericks shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Now, gentlemen, two shots, loose shots.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Curry.
I'll tell you, he's coming through for them at the free throw line today. His form has been perfect.
And here is Allen. For three, Hill bangs home the trifecta. Hill's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Pelicans. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Yeah, getting an early boost from the bench, that's been the difference here so far.
Boy, the bench has been sensational. They've come in, run the offense, and are capitalizing on all opportunities.
They've got Powell. J.J. Barea is out there with Seth Curry. Then there's measuring, and it's Finney Smith in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Now here's Allen. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. On the wing, Hill. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Doris, we've heard plenty of coaches say it. If you're going to take it to the rack, man, take it strong. Who would you say are some of the more aggressive dunkers that you see in the NBA now?
Yeah, so on his own, creating his own opportunities at the rim, Russell Westbrook comes to mind, LeBron James. Sometimes I feel like he's going to tear the backboard from the stanchion. DeAndre Jordan and Andre Drummond sometimes are the recipients of either offensive rebounding, putback, great dunks. There are so many, Kev, but those are just a couple of names that pop.
And the Antetokounmpo kid in Milwaukee, the way he is so long and seemingly out of place, and then all of a sudden those arms extend another 3 feet and he dunks it. You go, what? How in the world did he reach it? How did he do that?
The guy is like, he's a pterodactyl. The guy can take off from the top of the key and cover ground and throw it down. It's unbelievable.
Oof. Man. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper, you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. Two Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Pelicans do have their challenges, but Anthony Davis remains committed to winning in New Orleans. He said, "I love it here. I don't plan on leaving. Yes, I fit into that old school category where I want to try to win where I start my career. That's always been a goal of mine. My goal is to bring a championship here." Kevin?
And David, loyalty does go a long way. Davis is a perfect guy to build your team around. He wants to win. Here's Hill. The Mavericks making the shot. Back to Clark. Kicks it out to Allen. Offensive rebound. And that one's good by Clark. Clark's got 9.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Powell with the screen. Here's Barea, and the rejection by Ajinça.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Curry. Some last season stats for him. Put up about 13 points per, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
The free throw drops for Powell. And Dwight Powell played all 4 seasons at Stanford for the Cardinal. Still filling out his frame.
He is, and you know, the knock on Powell was that he wasn't tough enough to battle inside at this level. But guy is a worker, basically sleeping in the gym, and with his length and athleticism, he's starting to figure it out.
Well, this is a decent free throw shooter, and where Powell could help himself is getting to the line a little bit more.
They set the screen. Rondo kicks to Holiday. He feeds it to Cousins. Rondo with it. Now Smith defending. Back to Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
You got to love the intensity. Cousins going right for the throat and just jamming that one home.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game and going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
And 2 teams here that were evenly matched a season ago as they split the season series.
Well, a few things have become clear with Rondo in the past few seasons. One, Greg, he needs to be happy with his situation in order to be productive. And two, he can give you big numbers at times, but he isn't the player he once was on that Celtic team.
Yeah, and Rondo, he's such a hard-headed guy and has his own way of approaching things. If you clash with him, everything goes up in flames with his game. He needs to be on the same page with his coach, and he's running out of coaches who will put up with him.
Now here's Barnes. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Clippers.
That's called working the catch-and-shoot game to perfection. Barnes on balance and on point with his shot mechanics.
Holiday with it. Matthews covering. Diallo kicks to Rondo. Passes it to Diallo. Holiday inside the line. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Well, I think they're getting quality shots, and it's thanks to how aggressive they have been in this half.
It's stolen by Rondo. Holiday attacking. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. And now it's an 11-point New Orleans lead. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And Matthews kicks to Smith. Nowitzki a screen. Baseline J on the way, and it's Smith missing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And stolen by Noel. From the high post, the shot's good from Smith. Smith's got 5 now.
And you got to be careful when Smith's around the basketball. He's a guy that's always looking to pounce on the passing lane.
Now here's Rondo. Cousins, no one around him. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Cousins has got the lead up to 11 now for the Pelicans. Smith against Rondo. Rondo against Smith. And there's the feed to Nowitzki. Clock at 6. The tray. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. But he'll go to the line with a chance for 3. It's on Rajon Rondo. Holiday gets the bucket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Mavericks trail by 13. Smith right side. Fires the 3. And it's Smith again missing.
The defense not doing its job there. Left him wide open, and I'm sure he's kicking himself for not cashing in.
Outside Holiday. Good D by Matthews. Dallas has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3 ball here. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. New Orleans leading by 13. Screen by Cousins. And Holiday kicks to Rondo. Miller with a screen on Barnes. Over Noel. Rondo's shot is off.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Now Holiday, 14 points from him the last game against Minnesota. Rondo dishes to Cousins. Rondo against Smith, and the rejection by Smith. On the wing, Barnes. From outside, off the mark. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. The Pelicans have gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. Rondo passes to Diallo. Here's Miller. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Wesley Matthews picks one up. For New Orleans, they have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
First free throw is good. Doris, what an honor. Inducted into your college's Hall of Fame, something not many of us can say. What does that kind of honor do for the confidence for you personally going forward?
You know what? Providence College is a place that means a great deal to me. So what that Hall of Fame induction did was just remind me of all the special memories that I shared with my teammates. I'm close with many of them today. And Kevin, you know this. You know, if you've ever been inside a locker room, it's those moments when you're laughing until your stomach hurts. I'd say we were the Hall of Fame fun team. That's what I'd say.
I think we're on the fun team here on 2K. And the Mavericks call time here.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
And a look here at the shot chart for the Mavericks.
Well, I think a big issue for him right now is his performance from the mid-range. Just nothing seems easy for him at the moment, and it's resulted in a lot of missed opportunities for himself and his team when he's taking that shot.
And here are the Mavericks now, down by 12. Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. Barnes kicks to Noel. The dish now to Smith. Shot clock at 6. Releases from 15. Great positioning on the putback.
Don't you love how Noel just sticks with it? Never gives up on the possession, working really hard for his guys.
Miller outside. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Mavericks trail by 12. Smith kicks to Barnes. Little turnaround. Here's Nowitzki. A beautiful reverse layup. Nowitzki's got 8.
That's just great persistence from Nowitzki. Tracks down the offensive board thanks to his outstanding positioning.
And Holiday kicks to Diallo. Back to Holiday. To the middle. Deflects the pass. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Dallas has gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki outside. To the right side. New Orleans moving the ball around.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Smith dishes to Barnes. There's the pick. Here's Noel. Pelicans with the rebound.
Boy, not enough spring in his step on the way to the cup. He actually short arms that layup.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
The Pelicans have been excellent at the free throw line here today. A flawless 6 for 6.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first free throw is good.
Well, the Mavericks last season, remember, went 33-49. It was their first losing season in 17 years. That's a remarkable record of winning.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Measury, he's checked in for Noel. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Curry's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Smith. And Rondo drops them both. And in the midst of their 16 seasons of 500 basketball or better, the Mavericks with 11 straight seasons of 50 wins or better.
And they have 12 of those 50-win seasons overall, Kev. Everyone knows they've got an NBA title underneath their belt. If you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, you have every reason to be proud. You hope that's a wake-up call for the defense, boys, because you give them that clean a look and it's over.
Pick up by Hill. It's Allen on the wing, guarded by Curry. Allen, that's good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Barea with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pass to Mejri. Here's Finney-Smith. He's guarded by Cousins. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Rondo is doubled. Allen for three. The shot will not fall. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Here's Curry with the three. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And it's the Mavericks on the break. Here's Finney-Smith. It's deflected. The drive by Cousins, and then Cousins with the dunk.
And Cousins, also a good ball handler, just taking it strong there to the hole.
Mavericks trail by 15. Barea, the pass to Barnes. There's a screen. All sorts of time. It's Cunningham with the rebound.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Allen. Shoots over Curry. Here's Cousins. Cousins missing again. Dallas has gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark. Shooting the three ball well.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
And the basket by Hill.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Now here's Curry. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Clippers. Here's Barnes. And the shot is long.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. Looking a little bit uncomfortable out there. He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
To the left wing. Barea kicks to Barnes. Beyond the arc. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And so it's New Orleans out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, you're leading at the half. What will you continue to emphasize to your team?
Well, I mean, defensively, we still have to be good. We got to rebound the basketball. And then we've got to continue to push the basketball and score offensively.
We'll see if you can keep that going in the second half, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
Things were going New Orleans' way from the beginning. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead as they strung together some excellent possessions early. They ended up leading by 6 at the end of the first quarter. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, it comes down to confidence. From the opening tip, these guys had that swag. They had the attitude that you can't beat us, we can only beat ourselves.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, it's no wonder they're getting blown out. No energy, no fight in the rebound battle. Ernie, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up starting now, or it's going to be impossible to come back. Like the Pythagorean theorem, times 50, times 100, times 50, times 10. Impossible to figure out, Ernie.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Pelicans leading by 17. On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Miller is out there with Diallo. Then it's Holiday. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Cousins in its center. I'm not sure, Greg, there's a player who better fits the description of a grinder than Wes Matthews.
Yeah, so tough, too. I mean, mentally and physically. He talks about inflicting his personality on the team, and he truly is what I'd call a culture builder.
Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball.
And let's take a quick look now at some stats here for Holiday. A very nice season for him last year. Last season, he averaged 15 points a game, 7 assists and 4 rebounds. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
Getting the half off to a good start here already with some penetration.
I got to believe that's something they talked about during the break, getting him some good looks in the paint right away.
Rondo's shot is good.
And every now and then, Rondo will surprise you with the occasional triple, showing it off there with range.
Now here's Matthews. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Miller against Barnes. Nowitzki a screen. Second chance shot. Harrison Barnes again. Barnes has got 13.
Well, this is the scoring potential that Barnes has, really putting it all together tonight.
And Holiday kicks to Cousins. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel. Doris, you graduated as your university's all-time assist leader. What do you think is the most important trait for becoming a great guard, a great playmaker?
Well, I think obviously you have to have a pretty good handle because generally you're going to absorb some pressure in the middle of a game. But I think the other part of that is, Kevin, you've got to be someone who enjoys watching someone else score as much as you enjoy scoring yourself.
I think this makes you such a great analyst because you had to know as a guard everybody's role and everybody's movement on a certain play.
You know, that's a great point. I've always said being a point guard is the perfect position to come at an analyst job from. You're 100% right.
Now, here is Smith. 8 points for him. They set the pick. Nowitzki with the screen on Rondo. 6 to shoot. Feeds it to Noel. Stolen by Holiday. Here we go with Holiday running it up the court. Here's Miller. Rondo dishes to Cousins. Here's Miller. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got his 3rd assist on the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Now here's Noel. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over him.
Miller, the pass to Holiday. Shot from 16. Good D by Matthews. Mavericks trailed by 21. Down low. Here's Noel. And the rejection by Cousins.
Boy, the way he's been going, he is not going to be the guy to turn this around.
The shot by Holiday, no good. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Barnes can't get it to go. New Orleans leading by 21. Rondo with it. Now Smith defending. Here's Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
One of the most prolific scoring big men in the game. Cousins getting his tonight.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Boy, when you consider the last 2 decades of winning in the Dirk Nowitzki era that was capped off with the 2011 championship, one where they were the underdog, it really was an incredible run of success.
Dwight Powell's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. The Pelicans also changing it up. Alexis Ajinça comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And Ian Clark subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And for Nowitzki, Carlisle, and the veteran Mavericks. A relief to have that ring, but do you think, Doris, they wonder what might have been? Could they have captured more?
Well, they've had tremendous success, and I'm sure every organization, there's things you look back on and wonder. Remember, Dallas let Steve Nash go. He then went on to win multiple MVPs in Phoenix. So what would he and Dirk have been able to accomplish with more time together? We'll never know.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first free throw is good.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
Barnes hits them both. And Greg, you look at the versatility of Barnes. He can defend, I think, 3 positions.
And that's what the league is all about now. Switching on picks, much more popular, and with an all-around solid defender like Barnes, it doesn't uncover mismatches.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Here's Smith. 8 points for him. Down low. Powell kicks to Noel. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Noel's got 6.
Well, Nerlens Noel adding to his offensive repertoire. Soft-looking jumper from the big man.
And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
And Holiday has it in the corner. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Well, you've got to look at this guy's shooting as one of the main reasons they've been able to build this lead.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith dishes to Barnes. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Barnes has got 9 points in the quarter.
The improvement in Barnes' deep range just helps his offense space the floor.
There's the pick. Here's Clark, covered by Smith. The shot's good. He's got 8.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Dallas has gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Barnes outside. Powell with the screen. Jumper off the screen. Barnes with another miss.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Clark the pass to Miller. Here's Ajinça over Noel, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. The Pelicans have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Ajinça. Dallas making a switch here. Curry's checked in. Both good from the line that time. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Smith kicks to Noel. Outside Matthews. He dishes it to Powell. 4 on the clock. It's Clark with the rebound. The Pelicans have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. Here's Miller. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Doris, wearable body tracking, such as sensors the teams use to determine stress load on players' bodies, how much they run during a game, during a practice, how fast they're going. Are we taking this thing too far?
You know, it's an excellent question. Listen, technology is increasing to the point where these teams now have a greater body of information with which to work. So I think just like we see in other areas of the game, analytics relative to team success, what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, the more information, the better. I think it comes down to an organizational decision. How much stress will we put on the information given by these particular body tracking monitors? I think it's got to be on a case-by-case basis. Certainly, the organizations will use it to the best of their abilities.
But if it helps the game, helps the players stay healthy, gives teams a better compass on how to use the players, I'm all for it.
Me too, Kev. Me too.
New Orleans making a switch here. Hill's checked in. Can't hit that one. Dallas has gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Dallas again missing. Well, for New Orleans, shooting in the third quarter has been brilliant, up around 58%. The 3 knocks down the 3 ball. Hill's got 15 points.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Timeout.
Yeah,
Timeout.
their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
Now here's Barea. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Drains it from beyond the arc.
I'll tell you, he's been one area they haven't had to worry about tonight. He's been scoring at will.
Pick up by Hill. To the inside. Back to Clark. Over in the corner, Allen. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up his man and drains it despite having the size on him.
Here's Curry. After the basket by Tony Allen. 6 on the shot clock. Finney-Smith kicks to Measuring. Goes up on the wing. Misses off the left iron. New Orleans has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And Dante Cunningham gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. The Mavericks shooting a meager 37% for the game. And here's Barea. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Barea's got his first basket.
I'll tell you, don't let the diminutive size fool you. This guy is not intimidated and can get his shot in the painted area.
Clark. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And a look here at the shot chart for Smith.
Well, it's pretty clear that they are having a lot of trouble in the mid-range. It isn't exactly the shot they are hoping to get, but when they have taken those shots, they just don't seem to capitalize. I would hope they try to go at the rim a little more as this game carries on and stop settling for jump shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And so Clark nails both of them. And the Mavericks with possession here. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Finney-Smith kicks to Measuring. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Here's Powell. Again, the Mavericks score.
Really nice shot by Powell with a hand in his face. That's the kind of scoring opportunity he might have turned down a couple of years ago, Kevin.
What's amazing is, in afterthought, in the Rajon Rondo trade back in 2014, Dwight Powell has showed himself to be a pretty good player in Dallas. You know, they signed this athletic big man to a long-term contract to keep him around.
Here's Clark. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Clark's got 4 points in the quarter.
No hesitation when he saw the space the D was giving him. That's 2.
They set the pick. Measuring with it, working on Ajinça, and the rejection by Ajinça. Hill kicks to Ajinça. Good, the assist goes to Hill. Ajinça's got his second basket of the night.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
The pass to Finney-Smith. To the paint. Measuring the pass to Powell. Takes the 13-footer. Rebound by Ajinça. New Orleans has gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
Exceptional play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
So it's the Mavericks now, following the score by New Orleans. Curry kicks to Measuring. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
I'll tell you, good work to pound it down low and finish in tight.
Here's New Orleans. 1:27 left in the third. Hill, no good.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame. You know, tough for them to bounce back when he's shooting like this. He's been off all period.
Cuts off the pass. Outside Curry. And Barea has it in the corner. The three-pointer, no good.
I'll tell you, if he keeps missing shots, it's going to be a tough night to try to trim this lead.
Fast break, Dallas. Measuring inside. Cunningham's there. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Boy, Powell is proving to be a handful inside. Does a good job utilizing his long arms to get the call.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And taking a look back at last year's numbers, he's about a 76% shooter.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for the Pelicans. Rondo comes in for Ian Clark. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Inside, here's Cousins. It's rebounded by Dallas. Powell's got his 5th rebound in this one. From deep, Barea buries the long-range jumper. Barea's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, play a game of deep ball. I like it. Barea improved his range over these years.
Outside Rondo. He kicks to Cunningham. Dishes to Allen. Inside, here's Cousins. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Cousins has got 15 points.
And Cousins really is a fantastic post player. Once he gets the ball in a spot he likes, he is going to score.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans, ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with head coach Alvin Gentry.
All right, guys, remember what we said now. Hey, play our basketball. We've been doing a great job. Let's keep it up, okay? Let's go now.
Alvin Gentry has found an identity that's working, and that makes everything a lot easier on both ends.
And collectively, you really need to remember what that feels like so you can recapture it if and when things start to get a little shaky. You want to be able to trust in who you are.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. They've got Jeff Withey. Devin Harris is out there with Farrell. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
Two shots.
And that one falls for Nowitzki.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
And so Nowitzki nails both of them. Dirk Nowitzki once again, Doris, giving a hometown discount to the Dallas Mavericks. He goes from $25 million a season to $5 million a year.
All right, Kev, to give the Mavs a chance to attract other players, you've got to admire that.
Now here's Ashit. Here's Cousins. Cousins missing again. Here's Farrell. Lays it up and banks it in.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Well, you better be more physical on the glass because they wanted that rebound more than them, plain and simple.
And we've played through about a minute here in the 4th. Kicks to Harris. Pass to Nowitzki. Nowitzki sets a screen for Harris. 4 on the shot clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Fresh 24 for the Mavericks. Withey gets the bucket.
Well, the height advantage in this matchup becomes a big factor when he's in the low box.
And the trust to Doris and the commitment between Nowitzki and the Mavericks is so great to see.
It is, Kev. As you know, it's so rare to see a player stay their entire career with one organization. So in 2011, they win the championship. What a terrific career for Dirk Nowitzki, and what a run for he and the Mavs.
Doris, when you look at the NBA draft lottery, so many of the top guys coming out are one and dones. How is that, you think, affecting the way the NBA game is played and coached?
Well, obviously it can take time because the one and dones are typically 18, 19, or 20, somewhere in that age range. So you wonder about maturity. Their skill sets are probably going to be, you know, a little bit slower to develop. It's enough of a concern that Commissioner Adam Silver has addressed it. Whether or not the player representation will allow that rule to be changed about the one and dones remains to be seen.
A second chance effort. Matthews dishes to Barnes. And at last, they get one to fall. Barnes has got 11 points here in just the second half. Nelson against Smith. Nelson kicks to Cousins. Lets it go from deep. The basket good off the assist from Nelson.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Noel. To the paint. It's tipped. Nelson with the steal. He feeds it to Miller. To the inside. Lets it go from 11. The shot comes out. Good D by Matthews. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Cousins has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Miller, the pass to Holiday. Back to Miller. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Doris, much to the chagrin of basketball purists, we're seeing the near extinction of the mid-range game. Is there a way to reverse this trend?
Kevin, I don't know that we're seeing the extinction of it, and I would point directly to the finals MVP, Kevin Durant, because if you look at some of his success, it is directly in the mid-range. Russell Westbrook has some effect in the mid-range.
Take a break.
I mean, listen,
Take
certainly the priority is
shots
on layup and three, but I don't think we've seen the extinction of the mid-range. I think this is a cyclical type of situation in the NBA, very much the way we've gone away from a low post center. Would a player that's a next level, next generation kind of player change our thinking about that? Let's see. The game is always in a constant state of evolution.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Jameer Nelson. Good on both. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. There's a screen by Noel. Nobody near Barnes. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
A lot of guys have great vision, but they're not always willing passers. Not the case with Smith. Very unselfish and aware of keeping his teammates involved.
Now here is Miller. Rondo with the ball. Now guarded by Noel. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel. No good on the free throw.
And there's no denying that Rondo is a wizard with the ball. Exceptional at exploiting holes in the defense.
And he sinks the second. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can develop your game. One, it teaches you how to pass and cut, right? You cannot be effective in a 3-on-3 game unless you understand how to screen for somebody, how to set yourself up to come off of a screen. The shorter dynamic of the 3-on-3 in a half-court environment is one of the best ways to learn how to play the game of basketball.
I love that analysis. That's terrific. Cousins dishes to Rondo. Another miss by Rondo. For Dallas, they've gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Smith with it. He's picked up by Rondo. Pass to Nowitzki. It's Matthews on the wing. Back to Nowitzki. Just 5 to shoot. The 3 from Barnes. Offensive rebound Mavericks. No good that time. Pelicans leading by 22. Matthews with the steal. On the wing, Barnes. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Barnes has got 26 points.
Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
Screen by Cousins, and Holiday kicks to Miller. Back to Holiday. Diallo the pass to Rondo. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul.
And still early in the period, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins.
Well, just loses his head for a moment. That's not overthinking. That's just not thinking.
Mavericks trail by 20. Smith outside. There's the feed to Barnes. Doris, the new designated player veteran exception allows teams to pay their biggest stars much more money than any other team can offer around the league. How good is that for the league in terms of competitive balance?
Well, you would never, to me, want to see a player like LeBron James or Kevin Durant underpaid relative to their value of the team. And I think for a long time, Kevin, that was part of this. And so I'm interested in your take. I want these guys to be fairly compensated. And that's the most important thing.
I do love when a player is developed by a team and stays with that team. We see so few of those instances in pro sports, but a lifelong Pacer or a lifelong Celtic, I think to me that has great meaning, especially if I were a fan of that team.
Well, we were so used to that as kids growing up. You know, those players stuck with our team for extended periods and many times for their entire career.
Yes. Smith, no luck.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? You took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
Here's Smith following the score by New Orleans. Again, the miss by Smith.
Well, they get it to the high percentage area, and then it all goes wrong from there.
Miller kicks to Diallo. Miller, no luck. And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, a little too physical on that play. Tries to climb over the top of him and gets whistled for it.
Well, the aggressive attitude getting the best of him that time.
It's Matthews on the wing, guarded by Holiday. There's a good screen. Here's Smith. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And the explosive athletic nature of Smith's game, really exciting. Just a guy at the point with a ton of upside.
And he can't get the first one. So many great point guards in this year's draft. Greg, what stands out to you about North Carolina State's Dennis Smith?
Well, I think he's the best athlete of them all. A terror off the bounce, great toughness, and he's drawn some comparison to Stevie Francis when you talk about his bounce and physicality.
Second free throw, no good. Pelicans leading by 17. Miller, right side.
Holiday.
Now the dish to Rondo. Holiday against Matthews. That's good from Holiday on the assist by Rondo. That's 12 points for Drew Holiday.
There's a nuance to the passing skill of Rondo. He just is able to whip that ball around to the open man.
Nowitzki dishes to Smith. Screen by Smith. Noel passes to Nowitzki. And stolen by Miller. And Cousins kicks to Rondo. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Well, the struggles from the field continue for this guy. The way it's going, he shouldn't be more than a secondary option for them at this point.
New Orleans has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Diallo kicks to Holiday. Cousins inside. He's covered by Noel. Cousins with the bucket.
I tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
No doubt. I mean, he's doing his best to guide his team to victory. Superb job shooting the ball in this final period.
Now here's Barnes. There's a screen by Noel. Trying to get back on track. Offensive rebound. It's good on the putback.
Now, in the pick and roll game, whether as a screener or pick and pop guy, Dirk is as smart as they come.
Screen by Cousins. Miller up on top, covered by Barnes. Rondo, no good. Mavericks trailed by 19. Smith outside. Finished off the break.
But how about the speed there by Smith? He can intimidate you not just with the athleticism, but with his quickness in the open floor.
Now here's Rondo. Miller outside. Holiday with the three. That shot, no good. And it's Dallas the other way. Smith outside. There's a screen by Noel. Off the screen. And the rejection by Cousins.
And at nearly 7 feet tall, Cousins is a legitimate shot-blocking threat, using that reach to deter shots.
Now here is Holiday. Miller inside. He's covered by Matthews. Cousins with the bucket.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Matthews against Holiday. No one near Smith as he lets it go. Smith missing again.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Now here's Barnes following the shot by Drew Holiday. Smith dishes to Barnes. Over Miller. From the high post, he drills it. That's 28 points for Barnes.
This is something we've seen from Harrison Barnes since his collegiate days at North Carolina, the capacity to light it up from mid-range.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Fires the three. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Pelicans.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for DeMarcus Cousins.
Boy, I think he made his presence felt in the paint more than anywhere else. This guy's rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass.
Cousins with a screen on Barnes. Miller kicks to Cousins. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Well, just loses his head for a moment. That's not overthinking. That's just not thinking.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Diallo. Cunningham comes in for Darius Miller. Allen's checked in for Drew Holiday. And Ian Clark subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Now here's Curry. Pass to Barea. Powell with the screen. 6 to shoot. And the rejection by Cousins. Allen outside. Feeds to Clark. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Tony, congrats on the win. Now, looking ahead, you've got a road game coming up next. Do you think you can carry this momentum with you?
We're looking forward to the challenge. We battle-tested, going in a hostile environment. We just got to be ready.
Tony, congrats on the win. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long.